logo seria feito uma vítima, né, o Mateus.
Every week or so, Ana Oliveira and Fatima Pinho meet up. They're drawn together by the faces on this flag. There are dates written under each one.
Saiu lindo, sorridente.
He left the house beautiful and smiling and full of life, Oliveira says, and never came back.
Ai, a saudade.
On Jonathan's way home, a small crowd was arguing with the police. They fired, and Oliveira's 17-year-old son was hit in the back.
Esse policial.
This police officer, as well as many others that kill young black kids from the favela, are assured of impunity, she says. There are 7 faces here, kids from just this one neighborhood in the favela of Manguinhos, killed by police, like Pinho's 18-year-old son Paulo. 3 years ago, she heard he'd been beaten by police, and she found him bleeding in an alley. She says he took a breath and died in her arms.
É como se ele estivesse só me esperando.
It was like he was waiting for me, she says. According to Amnesty International, over the last 10 years, police were responsible for almost 2 out of 10 killings in Rio. Nearly 80% of the victims were black. Oliveira says police repression has gotten worse since the Olympics began.
Ali, a gente está aqui na altura do Morro do Timbal.
Here in the violent favela of Maré, Carlos Gonçalves says 2 of his brothers were killed by police.
Ela é pensada com só propósito.
They have one goal, he says, to repress the poor black population, and usually that repression means death. Sure, there are protests, like the one that took place last year when police were caught on video placing a gun in the hand of a teen they'd shot. But, Gonçalves says, neither the police nor the government do anything about the problem. Recently, Brazilian activists saw how much attention Black Lives Matter was getting in the U.S. So they wondered, would that movement work in Brazil? In July, 6 members of Black Lives Matter came to Rio and met with activists like Oliveira and Gonçalves. One of the first things he learned shocked him. White people can actually help.
Movimento negro.
Our black movement sometimes gets caught up in disputes about who can speak for us, he says.
É o que a gente já sente.
Their priority now? Build more bridges with American allies and build them fast. The way things are going, these mothers say, there'll be more faces to add by the time they meet again next week. Kim Brunhuber, CBC News, Rio.